Hey guys, Hot Rod Reverend here. Just got back from church. Before we get into the video about the 5 reasons why you need to keep the Y block in your Ford, let me encourage you to visit my website, hotrodreverend.com. It tells you a lot about the story about why I have the name Hot Rod Reverend. I am a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I want to encourage you to consider the gospel and consider whether or not you have a relationship with God through the Lord Jesus. Take a look before you check out the video. Welcome to the channel. I'm known as the Hot Rod Reverend. I'm Dan Jessup, and I like messing around and tinkering on Y-block Ford V8s. Today, in the modern era, there's nothing more popular than taking the original engine from your car or truck in the 50s and replacing it with something late model. Maybe it's an LS swap that people like to do. Maybe it's another V8 that somebody wants to throw underneath the hood. Sometimes guys even want to maybe switch brands and go with the popular 350 small block Chevrolet engine and get some of the cookie cutter stuff out there. I want to talk to you about 5 reasons though why I believe you need to keep the Y block in your Ford. Reason number 1, it's the sound. There's nothing like the sound of a Y block Ford idling, rumbling down the highway at cruise, wide open throttle, ought to be crazy. Oh man, here he comes. Whoa! It's unmistakable. There's nothing like the Y-block Ford in its firing order and in its sound. The dual exhaust with the Y-block is just great. It's music to your ears. Most of us, when we drive the car or truck, we don't even need the radio on. We don't need anything else but the sound of that engine humming down the road. There's nothing like the sound of a Y-block Ford. Reason number 2 would be that the Y-block is unique. The Y-block is one of the few Ford engines that has the distributor at the back of the block. Most of the time when you pop the hood of your 1955 Ford or maybe some other car or truck that has the Y-block in it, most people at the car show will scratch their heads. They don't know what that engine is. A lot of people will mistake it for another brand. They don't recognize it. They don't realize that this is the engine that Ford made right after the Flathead and before the FE series. The Y-block is truly unique, and it's something that really is a head turner when you pop the hood. Reason number 3 would be this. When you look at making a swap and putting another engine into your classic Ford or Mercury, whatever you have, you're going to have to go the route of finding adapters. You're going to have to buy a lot of hardware that's going to help you modify or maybe be able to mate the transmission. You had to find another transmission even, maybe the mounts. You think about linkage. You get into a lot of different things, even the radiator clearances, all these kinds of things that make it difficult to do. Now, certainly, one of the things you could do, we think about the FE series. There's a lot of guys that have probably done that, kept the Ford within a Ford. But hands down, the easiest thing for you to do when you maintain the vehicle, find parts and everything fit just right when you go through the catalogs and you find out what you need and everything else, your best bet is to keep the Y-block in that car or truck the longer that you own it. The 4th reason to keep the Y-block in your car under the hood is because of what's going on in the parts market these days. Now, I know we hear a lot, classic car industry, about camshaft blanks and different kinds of things. But there are a lot of parts available for the Y-block Ford. You can even find them on rockauto.com. Also, there are companies that are starting to do some research in the aftermarket just recently. Matter of fact, just a few months ago, Real Gaskets Tennessee just began manufacturing a silicone oil pan gasket. And they've got plans to do, I think, a valley pan and other things too. But this is reusable. You don't need any sealer with it. It really helps with your Y-block and sealing up leaks. Of course, we know down through the years in the last decade, there's been a lot done with intake manifolds. There's been a lot done with heads from Mummert, of course. Offenhauser's even talking about making a 3-deuce manifold and getting that retooled up. Red's Headers is doing some testing through Ted Eaton to have a long tube version that will fit under the hood and clear 55 to 57 Ford passenger cars. Of course, the Thunderbirds, there's a lot of aftermarket parts for them that are performance oriented. A lot of different things that go on in the parts market that you may not know about. It'd be a good reason for you, though, to keep the Y-block under the hood. Reason number 5 is simply this: the Y-block looks great. You never need to swap to another engine in your Ford or your Mercury or whatever you own. Listen, you pop the hood and you see immediate beauty, valve covers, the design of the exhaust manifolds or the headers that you have. There's never been a day when so much has been available in the aftermarket for the Y-block Ford V8. $239 all the way up to $312. There are so many companies that are making valve covers, making valley pans, intake manifolds. Mummert, of course, has his high-performance heads, and that's true. But you got timing covers. You've got all kind of things, the chrome, stainless, polished aluminum. There are so many aftermarket companies today that are making parts for the Y-block. Some of them are mechanical and they're functional, but they still look great. Others are just kind of dress-up items. The Y-block is a beautiful engine. It's a piece of artwork as much as it is a fact of mechanical science and manufacture from Ford back in the 50s and 60s. Thankfully, the internet and social media has made it much easier to locate parts, used or new. You can even get on rockauto.com and find parts today, of course. You can also go to the Facebook group, mention some things. Obviously, always watch out for scams and all the rest of that. But parts are available, new and used, for the Y-block. It'd be great for your car or truck. Those are my 5 reasons for you to keep your Y-block Ford in your vehicle. I hope you take some sound advice today. I hope that you'll subscribe to the channel and then also visit hotrodreverend.com. Subscribe to the blog there and you'll get an email notification every time that I post a new article, and we'll see you around.